Hi everybody, welcome back, and today we're going to be having a look at this 6-blade Sierra ceiling fan in grey. Now this fan has had a lot of use over the years as I've had it. It runs a lot of the time over the summer to keep this room cool, as this is an attic bedroom. Because it's towards the smaller end of the ceiling fan scale, it spins quite a lot faster than other ceiling fans can do. However, it has got 6 blades, so it's still got a fair bit of weight to it. Now you may be able to spot that the ceiling light fitting doesn't fit quite flush as it should do. And that is unfortunately because somebody changed the bulb in this, and you guessed it, the bulb fell out and smashed on the ground. So unfortunately the only replacement we could get was a couple of centimetres smaller, as you can see, but that's counteracted by the fact that we put some longer screws in. So it still works as a light diffuser. It has got an LED bulb in there at least, so that's very nice and energy saving, which is what we like. But without further ado, I will show you it in action. Here is high speed. So as you can see, it doesn't take very long at all to power up to full speed. I have put a ceiling fan balancing kit on there, so as you can see, the motor runs perfectly smoothly with no wobble at all. Even on speed 3, that's pretty impressive for a ceiling fan. Obviously, there is a little bit of buzzing here, and I always do this every time I turn it on. You just have to tighten the screws and it sort of goes away, but I'm not really going to bother with that today. It has got a reverse function, but obviously, being a ceiling fan, I only really use it with air blowing downwards motion. There is a fair difference between the speeds. Obviously on camera you probably won't notice that too much, but there's a little bit of reduce in the airflow coming off here. You don't see many ceiling fans with the angle of blades that this has. Obviously a lot of them tend to point upwards, but this Sierra fan actually points them slightly downwards. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Now my guess for that is because it produces a more direct cone of air around the part of the room that you choose to put it in. So actually it's quite efficient in that respect. Now as with most ceiling fans, it's got a good ball joint there on the ceiling, so that if there is any movement or wobble in the motor, it won't tear the ceiling down with it. So if it's mounted properly, it should just be able to move around like so, and it won't give any grief to the ceiling mount. Now I'll demonstrate setting low. Now that buzzing, obviously when you pull the chain, does vary in loudness, but if you do tighten the screws up, they'll go away eventually. And here we have more or less the most usable speed. I think it's obviously the quietest speed, and it gives a decent amount of airflow. What I really need to do about those screws is get a bit of blue tack or some padding put on between the glass bowl and the screw, because at the moment it's only a temporary solution, but the screws in there are just metal against the glass, hence the buzzing sound. So we'll get that fixed at some point, but in the meantime it's perfectly usable as it is, and as you can see, it doesn't impair the efficiency of the fan in any way. And now we'll do the spin down. So obviously, if you chose to spin this down from high speed, you would be waiting well lubricated. The motor has benefited from the ceiling fan balancing kit that I've owned it. As you can see, when the blades slowly start to spin down, there are a couple of weights attached to the tops of 2 of the blades. Now without those, when the fan was running on 2 and 3 speed settings, it was very wobbly. You know, I'm talking about motor wear being drastically increased over time if you were to leave it like that.